Well, hi everyone, I'm Evan Carbonero, and for the purpose of this video, I wanted to talk about how today Bill Barr expressed that he was going to look into spying that did occur on the Trump campaign, and he's going to look into what happened in the summer of 2016. So here is what Attorney General Bill Barr, when asked by the Democrats, said. I'm going to play this part of the video, but before I get into it, wanted to express that today, Bill Barr, there's legitimate concerns, there's legitimate reasons, not evidence yet, but based off reporting, there's concerns that Bill Barr has on concerning the Trump campaign being spied on, reporting that reporters like John Solomon did, reporting that people like Sarah Carter did, and other people, people did, and this is how he responded when they asked him. Now, the Democrats acted outrageous afterwards, so here's a little bit of what the Democrat had asked and a little bit of how he responded.
Do you have any specific evidence that there was anything improper in the counterintelligence investigation by the FBI, or anything improper in the way the investigation was carried out by the special counsel with respect to the 2016 election? Do you have any evidence?
I'm sorry, there was a compound question.
Compound question. There was a counterintelligence investigation by the FBI with respect to the 2016 election, involving primarily the Trump campaign. There was the investigation by Director Mueller into the 2016 campaign and other issues. Have you any evidence that there was anything improper in those investigations?
I have no specific evidence that I would cite right now. I do have questions about it.
So this panel you're putting together is...
I'm putting together a panel.
So you just have some interest in this. You don't have any evidence.
I have concerns about various aspects of
it. Do you believe that the investigation that Director Mueller undertook was a witch hunt or illegal, as been asserted by the president?
So, Bill Barr, he asked him, the Democrat asked the Attorney General, do you have any evidence? And he said, on me, I don't have any evidence, because all day people have been mischaracterizing what Bill Barr said. Bill Barr said, I don't have any specific evidence on me right now, but I have questions about it. So one would ask, what are his questions based off of? Well, his questions are based off of the articles that have been coming out, the news reports by people like John Solomon, Sarah Carter, Catherine Heritage, people and law attorneys, people who have given analysis on this, like Alan Dershowitz, who is no supporter of President Trump. You can't get any more liberal than Alan Dershowitz. He's a good person. That's not a bad thing. He's liberal. There's people who are liberal and there's people who are conservative. Alan Dershowitz has said before that the process of these things happening, that there was misconduct. A lot of people have come on different programs, some Sean Hannity, other non-opinionated programs, to explain that there was misconduct being done at the FBI and the DOJ. The process, the FISA process, was it being abused? And the answer is, it seems that it's leaning in that direction. Was there inappropriate reason to spy on Carter Page? Well, this is what Carter Page said to Tucker Carlson some time ago. It was a little bit after the IG report was released. And here's what he said.
September 25th, 2016. 2 days before that, on the Friday, the September 23rd, there was a big defamatory article put out by a Yahoo News. And, as we subsequently learned from the House intelligence memos, that was part of this fake news article was actually used as part of the FISA application. So, completely outrageous.
Carter, I'm having a little trouble with my audio. I'm pretty certain that our audience can hear you just fine. So just clarify for us the basics here. You have not, after all of this, and you've been under surveillance, in effect, under investigation for years now. You haven't been charged with anything. Do you expect that you're going to be charged with anything after all of this?
Tucker, I couldn't even imagine anything that I could potentially be charged with. It's just, particularly after seeing John Solomon's article today, it just becomes, the whole, using the term from that quote you had, pretext. The pretext was absolutely outrageous, ridiculous. And so, this is pretext wrapped upon pretext. It's completely out of control.
So basically, Carter Page worked for President Trump. Now, I think the reason that the people who, and basically the FISA process, the FISA is an organization, right, that basically looks into the established and authorized, the FISA Act is one that is a federal court established and authorized under the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act to oversee requests for surveillance warrants against foreign spies. So they were trying to say that Carter Page is this corrupt person, that he needs to be investigated, he's a Russian asset, and this was their reasoning to justify investigating him. If I remember correctly, they said because Carter Page at a party said, "I'm a Russian spy," that as a joke, that was the reason for justifying looking into Carter Page. If that is true, if I make a joke about being a Russian, am I going to be investigated as a Russian agent? This is the misconduct. These are the little things that were inappropriate about launching this investigation and launching FISA warrants into people like Carter Page. If you're going to get a surveillance warrant on someone, you have to have big, important reasoning. Now, Carter Page made a joke, and there's also here, it says, email show the FBI, basically, in quotes, hurry the blank up pressure to probe the Trump campaign. They were trying to not investigate and correctly convict or prosecute. They were trying to just search and destroy against Carter Page when he had not done anything with when there was misconduct. I mean, that proves that there was misconduct being conducted. So, that was really what was inappropriate about it. Okay? They're basically searching and destroying, not looking actually for evidence. Now, Bill Barr testified, right, that he thinks that there's reason to be looking into this. And now all the Democrats, the media outrage, they're saying Bill Barr is covering up for the president. Bill Barr is not a non-biased man. Bill Barr once served as the Attorney General. He was confirmed almost 90-0, 100 or so almost to 0. And now the Democrats are saying that he is corrupt and he's covering up for the president. No. Then they go into the semantic. Then on one of these panels, they go into the semantics. They start debating whether, the word spying should be used or whether surveilling. Surveilling is a type of spying. And the FISA process, apparently there's a lot of mistakes that happen with the FISA process. So today on Fox News, Andrew Napolitano, who was a judge, said that there's really nothing you could do because the FISA process, there's always a problem. But then he said we need to redo the system. Well, he's right that we do have to redo the system, but the reason that this needs to be looked into is because it goes against our Fourth Amendment. And it's really important because the Fourth Amendment says the right of people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. It seems like here it was violated. And it says, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause. Where's their probable cause to look into this person? The FISA court was started to look into terrorism. I don't think Carter Page is one. I don't think Carter Page is a terrorist. I don't think he's a terrorist. This has to be looked into. I don't think he's one. We have to understand that they are using these false premises to look into these people. So ultimately, Bill Barr is saying that if there's bad misconduct being done, he's going to look into it. The Democrats are attacking him. It really shows bias on their half. They want this all to be partisan. They were okay with the Mueller investigation, but they're not okay with this. And ultimately, Barr defending Trump. It's like almost if they defend Trump on anything, it's bad. And so we have to see what went down the summer of 2016, and that is what Bill Barr says he will look into. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you liked it, and as always, please comment and tell me what you think. Thank you.